99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. I am Sheriff Quadry.
I'm Jimi Disu. Good morning.
Yes, indeed. You can watch this show on Facebook and on YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3 is how you can watch the show on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's begin. It's a Friday. We're going to start with this story here on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. It reads, INEC chair, Nigerians parties set agenda for Amokwiton.
Yeah, so a new INEC chairman has been appointed. His name was sent to the National Council of States. There was an online publication that said that the agenda had not been stated earlier enough, but these things, but still it was approved by the National Council of States, we are told. Amokwiton is a lawyer and I think he's the Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos. He's from Kogi State, which technically makes him from the North Central State, but he's a Yoruba man. Let me just quickly add that for effect. And the story here says that the council members unanimously supported the nomination, with Governor Ahmed Ododo describing him as a man of integrity. And there's so many comments here about his integrity and about his thoughts. I don't want to waste too much time with what is said about him. What is said about him will not matter until he starts to do the job. That is when we would have a sense of the man who has been appointed as chairman, because people can say the right thing, can do the right thing. But when a major challenge like this comes, let's see which way he will go. So I won't waste too much time bothering on his credentials and all these things. This will be the real test for him. I don't envy him. Indeed, we don't know if Mahmoud tells his story later on, if there some things were done behind his back that he had to take the buck for. Who knows? So, but Amokwiton is going to the National Assembly. I think that's a done deal. I don't think somebody needs to tell me what has been taken to the National Assembly under Akpabio and has been rejected by the executive. And this will not be. I would even assume, to be honest with you, that Akpabio would have been consulted before he was picked anyway. I guess that would happen, because whether you like it or not, it'll be part of the president's inner circle. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We are not going to try to judge him by what he has said. There's even one, I got a notice quickly that maybe at one point was part of the president's legal team. That has not been verified. That doesn't matter. It's what he does on the job. And we are going to start with reforms. Let's see how much electoral reforms he can put in place before the elections actually take place. So I wish him luck, and I wish him all the best. Sheriff, do you wish him luck? Do you wish him all the best?
Oh, well. He will to use his hand to create his best.
He will use his hand. Are you speaking in Yoruba? Sheriff, wake up now. Did you watch a Yoruba movie overnight? I said to you he will use his hand.
I cannot wish him what he doesn't wish himself. He will use his hand to.
But when you say he will use his hand, that's Yoruba. When you wanted to wear Yoruba movie, okay.
Let's go to our next story. Okay, this is page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. Fire guts Oba Market as council chairman explains cause.
Well, for those of you who have taken an interest in what's going on, apparently it was just a coincidence that there was a fire in Oba Market yesterday in Benin. Okay, according to this report, actually it was only one shop that was affected, and it had to do with the solar panel that was installed in the shop. You know, some of these solar panels are going up in flames. And I beg of you, it's better for you not to have light than to light up your house.
Mm.
So if you're going to install solar at all, then make sure you do it from reputable vendors. But every time I hear that the house has gone up in flames due to solar, my heart skips a bit. But I think what has happened is that like all things, the business has been compromised. It's been opened up to all kinds of charlatans. So you better be careful who you are. I went to a well-established company. If I dare them, if my house goes up in fire, me and them will be here because they're quite reputable. They're quite a reputable firm, and I think you need to go that extra mile when you want to do things like this. Thank God this is a shop. It could have been more than that. Anyway, so that's what happened we haven't gotten a report yet about what I think yesterday the Oba told the markets the information that I've got. He told the market women, go and elect your Iyekis and come back. I think he gave them a time to come back, and that they shouldn't allow politicians mess them up. But we haven't heard anything from the side of the Yalaja, what do you call it?
Yalaja.
Whatever. And yes, we haven't heard anything.
Yalaja General.
The general.
No. General.
Politicians are impossible. Honestly, politicians are impossible. And I also like to use this quick period to also alert people who are I don't want to use the word empower, but who find themselves in the place of responsibility. You have to be careful the advice that you get from people. I'm sure Governor Okpebolo,
yeah.
Yes, in his very quiet moments, will wonder how he got himself involved in this mess. Because in Benin, these things are very, very sensitive. And I give the Oba some credit for having handled the thing. It could have blown up. If the Oba had, rather than see the madam, had come out with a more inflammatory statement, where would we be? You see, but they have managed to ease. And Okpebolo apparently was complicit in all this because it took place in his office. His daughter, I don't know whether his daughter is the first lady, like Osa said yesterday. Maybe we need to put something in the constitution again about whatever happens to first ladies. The governor is not married, and he made his daughter the first lady. When easily, like Osa said, you have a deputy governor. Use the wife for first lady activities, and that ends it all. It's something that should set us thinking.
There's something that I'd love to ask, and it's about governance, about leadership, it's about the governors and even the president. Why is it so hard to find these dynamics operational in our political system?
What dynamics?
Yes, first is, why is it so difficult for people who surround the governors, even the president, to look them in the face, in their eye, and say, no, this is bad, this is good? Why is it impossible for them to be able to sit at a table with their inner caucus
and point fingers
fingers and tell themselves the blatant truth?
Well, I think it's a bit called. I've worked as a director in a company owned by a governor before, and that gave me certain privileges to see how close to power, how things work. It's a landmine. I have seen people say things in the meetings we have with this gentleman, and on our way out, they say the exact opposite.
Oh my.
And so invariably I left. I was quickly pushed out because I'd say things the way they are. It's part of our culture. It's part of the bad training.
Why?
That we have. It's part of our culture. And also poverty has lended. It's like, you are close to this guy, let me get what I can get. And if he shows that he's somebody, which they usually do, if he shows that he's somebody who's not akin to being advised and so on and so forth, they tell him whatever it is. And actually, I was surprised. As I'm the man in question will be chuckling in his house and say, yeah, he remembers very well. They named every single space, for example, after him. And nobody was able to tell him that, oh God, this thing is not, you're going to become a megalomaniac. You understand? He hadn't left up to 2 months, everything disappeared. That's the problem. That's why I specifically called on Saturday. So I had to drag them out. Called on Babak on the chief for Shoba. Talk to the president. Don't let him be misled. Because usually I think that by the time you find yourself in this kind of position, sometimes you could be lost at sea. Like any human being. You understand? You might not see things the way they should be at that spur of the moment because your mind is occupied. You need, but a governor, for example, who hires, they say there's a senior special assistant. He is what did those call it yesterday? That Okwewolo has that one. He follows him. The governor, you the only man on the face of the earth. When you have somebody like that, they say the governor, this is whether hailing assistant or so. You haven't seen Okwewolo's convoy. There's a gentleman. Oh, they call him is it the hailer? I've forgotten. I'm sure somebody.
Oh my!
Yes, it's as bad as that. Most of our power people a lot of them are not exposed.
Oh my!
A lot of them are not. A lot of them are. If only Mama could see me now, because our politics has evolved around money. It hasn't brought the best gentlemen. We haven't had, for example, a Christopher Kolade, God bless his soul, who passed away, at the helm of affairs. People who know, we don't have. Even on the religious front, it's even worse. It's worse. The topmost of our religious leaders always get misled. Okay, because there are enough people around them to push them to the precipice. And that's why a leader must always pray that he can, because you ask sometimes, don't these people have families? Don't they have friends? Some of the things that you say, some of the things that you do, there should be people who could tell you that. Look,
exactly.
This thing could is tell right, you, and it will tell you. For example, that's why I'm not a friend. If President Tinubu had been my bosom friend, I would have told him about his domestic affairs. And I would have told him point blank that, okay, you are handling a whole nation, handle your domestic, the smaller one first, your domestic affairs. See how embarrassing. His son turned up at cabinet meeting, his daughter, and all this is partially, I think, because, I don't want to stare into that into the domestic part, but I think that some people are believing that they want to compete with the First Lady, who incidentally is doing very well.
Yes.
And we have to see, Sheriff, in my life, I always like to call a spade, or else we should just leave it. All this is to be in competition with the First Lady because you probably believe that the First Lady, of course, not being your mom, has no right, but the First Lady is the First Lady. If the President has a 15-year-old bride, like they're doing in some places in the north, so be it. That's where the competition is coming from, where you now have a Yaloda general and becomes a big harassment. Somebody should tell the president to keep an eye on. I can't think my grandchildren, as small as they are, would follow me to a cabinet meeting. They probably say at the end of the day, Grandpa, where should we stay?
As young as they are.
It was quite embarrassing for a guy, the graduate who went to university abroad. He's a lawyer. He doesn't know that he shouldn't be at a cabinet meeting. So the president has to keep his eye on the minor things. And that's why they always say, I remember Hans Overgaard, that's why they always say that, if you take care of the smaller things, the larger ones will take care of themselves.
I mean, these are the ones that we are aware of. I mean, the reason I asked the question is just because of this Okwewolo situation as well. Because, I mean, he's from there.
There are so many...
He should know the right thing.
There are so many things that the president has got involved in that he probably doesn't even know about. The same thing with is that's why I said that he should have employed a top-notch chief of staff. The man in a put as chief of staff is a politician. He's not a seasoned administrator. They're two different things. It's not a matter of bad belly, it's a matter of the truth. Nigerians must learn. Now, we are not going anywhere unless we learn to tell the truth.
Let's move on, dear sir. Let's move on.
I was enjoying this. I thought.
Let's move on. Let's go take this story here on page 7 of the Vanguard. Tinubu mourns as ex-UK envoy Christopher Kolade dies at 92.
Oh, that's the grandmaster of it all, and he's our guy. I think Christopher Kolade's profile is well known. We'll have to set some 30 minutes aside sometime one day. It might be today. We might get to do a memorial for him, a proper tribute. But all of you know Christopher Quadry. He was one-time MD of Quadry. He was one-time Nigeria's ambassador to the United Kingdom, and he went through it seamlessly. No scandal that I know of. He went through it seamlessly. One or two others who had taken his position, God help us all. Anyway, that's it. He passed away yesterday at 92. And there's been no dispute at age. There's no dispute at his. He went to UI. There's no dispute at all. Fine gentleman. Good corporate practice. He was. Let me read part of his profile. After his diplomatic service, he joined Lagos Business School. That's after his Cadbury and so on and so forth. Joined Lagos Business School as a lecturer in corporate governance and human resource management. He taught leadership and conflict management at the School of Media and Communication, Pan-Atlantic University. He was also the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council. He was a knight in Knight of the Order of St. Augustine, and so on and so forth. May his good soul rest in peace. At some point, we'll do a proper tribute to him, because we must learn to honor people who deserve it.
That's right.
Not because they are rich, not because they are well positioned, okay? Not because of any of those things, but these are the examples that people should follow. But how many Koladis do we have?
Good question.
As time moves on, we're having less and less of them. Rather, we have a bunch of megalomaniacs running all over town as the elite of the society, most of them, which is a big pity. It's part of what we'll talk about again tomorrow at 9 o'clock with my Jake and Theo Lawson.
Okay. Vanguard is page 11. Kano's matter should be sorted outside courtroom. Palano.
I'll be very honest with you. Kano's matter is a political matter. It's no longer a legal matter. Look, the court has said that it should be on bail, and the government has refused to release him. But I would like to know what Kano has done that the Boko Haram people who we try to rehabilitate haven't done. They've probably done worse. We have other examples. I don't want to stir the honestness that are walking free. They pretend as if they are walking free, even protected by police. And we know the agenda is political. Some people believe that Kano is being held down by his own people. I don't know, but I think, why do I want to call the president professor?
I have no idea.
I think I woke up at the wrong side of the bed. President Tinubu should look into Kano's matter and just let the man go.
I agree.
Honesty, so we can have peace in the land.
I agree.
If this is coming from a senior advocate, Femi Falana has said that the trial of Kano is a political matter that should be sorted out of the courtroom, and I agree with him totally. He paid a courtesy call on Governor Alex Otti. Have you heard stories about this Governor Alex Otti?
He is an amazing
It
personality.
looks like it. We should go visit him.
We should.
Go visit him. See
We should.
what's going on.
He in fact,
I'd like to go to what is his state now? Abia.
Abia, yeah.
I'd like to pay him
We need people like that.
like that.
Yeah.
You know.
If only state governors can be like him.
Okay, so there's going to be a walk for Kano, and guess who wants to join the walk?
Who's that?
Atiku. Former Vice President Atiku has joined human rights activists. Showore is the one who is calling on federal government to order the immediate release of Kano. And the article described Kanu's continued detention as a stain on Nigerians' belief in the rule of law, and I tend to agree with him. So that is that. Okay.
Let's move on, shall we?
We shall.
Yes, we shall. Okay. So I have this editorial here in the Vanguard newspaper. Niger's order on preachers.
Nigeria's style of governance never ceases to amaze me. Listen to this editorial. What is the issue? I'll tell you. A couple of weeks ago, Governor Bago of Niger State, the one that wanted to close down the radio station because they criticized him, in an interview, he says that there's a new law in Niger State, and it mandates religious preachers in Niger State to submit their sermons to his government for approval. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Can you believe that? So if I'm going to deliver a sermon at the mosque or the church on Sunday, I have to send a copy to the
state government
for vetting in 2025. He says that he puts up an argument that sometimes those who say that maybe we should be careful. He's a young governor, and he's made a few slips that I think make me feel that he's not completely suitable for the job. I don't think he is. If I was saying this kind of thing in Niger State, I might not even get home. It's not suitable for the job. He doesn't have an idea what it's all about. He says that I didn't ban the evangelism. For everyone going to sermon on Friday, he should bring his scriptures for review. And he says it's normal. He said in Saudi Arabia, this is done. Okay. We cannot say because we have been given the opportunity to be a cleric, you go out and preach. Anyway, the Vanguard takes him on. First of all, the Vanguard tells him that comparing Nigeria to Saudi Arabia is a total misnomer. It says Saudi Arabia is a totalitarian Muslim theocratic state that permits Sunni Islam only. Nigeria is a multi-religious secular state with freedom of faith and religious practice clearly defined in the 1999 Constitution. There are certainly better ways of controlling religious excesses than this strategy, which smacks of a typical military reflex. Then, unruly preachers and religious leaders are not difficult to spot. By their fruits you shall know them. The real issue is that what government does, and when they come out openly to say things are against our laws and threaten the peace and coexistence of Nigerians. Okay, what about, so I'm going to phone Kunle Hamilton or my friend JT Onobote. What is going to happen in the Celestial Church in Niger State? Are we going to tell God? Are we going to beg God to send the message that he will look? The people who govern us, we should be very afraid. The people who govern us, we need to set examples for our leaders. All this idea of the best somebody with stances and whatever. The people who govern us, at least maybe we should do a course in leadership, and so because there are some messages that are inspired. This program, if you tell me to send you the script of what I'm going to say in this program, I will fall flat. And let me tell you, I don't prep. There are some people that prep. If I prep, I will miss it. So the governor, so in the Celestial Church or the Aladura Church or whatever, who are you going to hold responsible? Second base, Daddy. I'm glad I'm from Lagos. I think like again, there are elders in that land, who should even Babangida is there.
Yes.
So they have the privilege of having two heads of state. They should invite this man for lunch and tell him how to govern.
All right, but we have to go. Yes, we have to go. We have to go. But you're back at night, right?
I'm back at night.
Okay. Lagos, thank you for being a part of this. You can rewatch the show on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Just go to our page. If you missed out the show from the beginning, you can go back and watch it again on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3. Kofi's back with the remaining hour of the morning crossfire. Stay with us, please.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.